After a quick 55-minute flight, we arrived in our next country, the United Kingdom. First stop, Liverpool. While we were waiting for a cab, Matt spotted something unusual across from the airport entrance, a yellow submarine. This 20-ton, 51-foot structure was originally built in 1984 for the Liverpool International Garden Festival. Even after the festival grounds closed in 1997, the submarine remained. It was eventually renovated and moved to its current location in 2000. Our hotel was absolutely beautiful, both inside and out. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to film a proper room tour. Our schedule in Liverpool was completely packed. I also took advantage of the hotel bathroom to do a bit of laundry, and trust me, no one wants to see socks and shirts hanging everywhere to dry. While in town, we met up with our friend Paul, a local and our volunteer tour guide, and headed out for the evening. We kicked things off with trivia night at a cozy pub just around the corner from our hotel, then made our way to Mathew Street. This lively area is home to the famous Cavern Club, the legendary venue that played a key role in launching the Beatles' career. It's no surprise Mathew Street has become one of Liverpool's most popular pub and nightlife spots, thanks in large part to that iconic connection. By the time we arrived, the Cavern Club was closing for the night, so we popped into SGT Peppers next door, where we caught some great live music. As you'd expect, the bar was filled with Beatles-inspired artwork, adding to the atmosphere. It was a perfect way to wrap up our first night in Liverpool. The next morning, we enjoyed complimentary hotel breakfast thanks to our Hilton status. We decided to try putting together our own version of a proper English breakfast. It wasn't perfect, I know, but we gave it a good shot. If you're wondering what exactly a proper English breakfast is, according to Google, it's also known as a fry-up or a full English, and typically includes fried or grilled bacon, eggs, fried or scrambled, grilled tomatoes, mushrooms, fried bread or toast, and sausages. Baked beans, black pudding, and sometimes bubble and squeak are also common. It's usually served with tea or coffee and a bit of juice on the side. So back to my plate. I had bacon, a fried egg, mushrooms, one of my favorites, sausage, and baked beans. I also had toast and coffee, though they didn't make it into the shot. I added a fried potato slice and even a bit of blue cheese, which isn't exactly traditional, but hey, it worked for me. What you won't see on my plate is grilled tomato. I just can't do cooked whole tomatoes. There was no black pudding available, though I was actually open to trying it. Here's a look at some of the other breakfast options that were available. I was nervous about filming around other people, so it may go a little fast. I also grabbed some fruit and yogurt. Since we had a long day walking ahead, I wanted to load up on something healthy to start the day. I wasn't sure what food options we'd come across later, so better safe than sorry. Our first stop of the day was the Liverpool Beatles Museum, conveniently located on Mathew Street. There's actually another Beatles museum down by the waterfront, but with limited time we had to skip it for now. Stay tuned for a future video where we expand on this visit along with more iconic Beatles spots, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested. The museum spans 3 stories and tells the story of the Beatles from their earliest days. Most of the collection comes from Rogue Best, whose family had close ties to the band. Rogue is the son of Neil Aspinall, the Beatles' longtime road manager and close friend. His brother, Pete Best, was the band's original drummer. Their mother, Mona Best, founded the Casbah Coffee Club, Liverpool's first rock and roll venue and an important part of Beatles history. The collection here is massive. You definitely need more time than we had to fully take it all in. If you're a Beatles fan, this museum is an absolute must-see during your visit to Liverpool. You'll find everything from vintage photos and videos, Beatles-themed toys and games, instruments, personal items from the band members, stage costumes, and yes, even John Lennon's toilet. There's truly so much to explore, and I really wish we had more time to soak it all in. After the museum, we met back up with Paul and returned to the Cavern Club. Since it was the middle of the day, it was open. A small entry fee gets you inside, where multiple artists are performing live, often all at once in different rooms. It's a great way to experience Liverpool's music scene while standing in the same small venue that hosted some of the biggest names in music history. Who knows, maybe one of the artists you see performing there on your visit will be on your playlist or your TV in the future.
I don't think you want to give it the business. Like, people are happy sitting down having a quiet pint.
It's quite jarring to see the four of us of them and the noise of like Hilton.
This red telephone booth, this was something I actually planned weeks in advance during a visit to Carlsbad, California, just to get this 5-second clip.
Big finish on your own, come on.
After enjoying more music and soaking up the vibe at the Cavern Club, it was time to get out and explore Liverpool. We started with a quick stop at Gregg's, where Matt grabbed a steak bake, exactly the kind of energy boost we needed for the rest of the day. Then we made our way toward the waterfront, taking in sights along the way. One of the more unexpected stops was the Upside Down House, a fun interactive photo attraction where the entire interior is, you guessed it, flipped upside down. It's a great place to get creative and snap some silly shots with friends. We also stopped for a photo with the iconic statue of the Fab Four, then visited the memorial to the Marine Engine Room heroes. This powerful monument honors the 32 engineers who lost their lives in the sinking of the Titanic on April 15, 1912. A moving tribute right here in Liverpool, the city where the Titanic was registered. Paul's next stop for us was St. Luke's bombed-out church. From a distance, it looks like a typical church, but once you get closer, you realize the interior is completely gone. The building suffered catastrophic damage during the May Blitz of 1941, leaving only the outer shell intact. Over 60 years later, the ruins were cleaned out and opened to the public. Today, it serves as a unique venue for arts events, performances, and even weddings. Unfortunately, we arrived just after the doors closed for the day, but we were still able to get some great shots of the exterior. We wrapped up our night with another round of pub trivia with Paul, this time joined by our friend Al, who we were so excited to see. After trivia, we stopped at another pub for one more drink and a good chat, which is probably why we only have one photo from the entire evening. Our little group had to part ways early as we had an early morning ahead of us. And just like that, our time in Liverpool had come to an end. The next morning, we caught a 7 a.m. train to London with Avanti West Coast. We opted for the faster train to make the most of our day, but little did we know that poor Matt would be sick for the entire 2+ hour journey. But that's a story for next time.
Everybody say hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. Didn't have to ask. So I perform all over the world, trying to make people happy through music. Are you guys happy?
Speaking of next time, join us, won't you? We're off to London for the first time, where we catch some live music, visit the Tower of London, and witness a performance I still don't quite understand.
1, 2, 3.
We'll also watch Henry VIII, Winston Churchill, a member of the King's Guard, and Freddie Mercury face off in a race. Yes, really. Of course, we'll make stops at Abbey Road, Big Ben, and more iconic landmarks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and consider commenting and/or subscribing. This will help us learn which videos you like best. Also, be sure to follow us everywhere at Grecoban.